Hey guys, PK here. Before I go on and talk about what I'm planning on doing here for the next few months, I want to talk about the status of my current project I was doing, the Takom Yak Tiger. Currently, it's on a standstill right now. I did primed it and I did put my first base color on, but then I started having problems with my airbrush. Come to find out, the needle is bent and some other underlying issues that I had because I never really changed it out since I had it 7-8 years ago. So I ordered a lot of parts and I'm hoping that would come in soon. With all the craziness and everything, who knows when that's going to come in. Um, Speaking of craziness, I also consider it essential from the government, so I also have to work uh, with my shifts and everything. So which is, I guess, fine, but kind of annoying. So whatever. Now, what I'm planning on doing here in the meantime is, of course, I don't want to get bored. Of course, I will be helping out with my wife, with my family, obviously. But when I'm having downtime or bored, I wanted, itching to build something so that it would take my mind off of things, relax, and have fun, basically. So, a friend of mine up north named Don, I believe he lives in Temple area, maybe Colleen, somewhere around Bell County, obviously. So we have been, friends for a while. We always trade back and forth on showing what we're building and giving an advice and everything, so on and so forth. So we decided to do a buddy build, and he'd have done a bunch of these type of tanks before. So without further ado, I'm going to be building this one here, Panther ausf mid production from Takom. This is in fact a full interior, all the goodies and everything. So I never built an interior tank before, with engine, with turret detail, with everything that has to do with the inside of the tank. I know I've said it before that I don't like doing interior in tanks because I don't see the point, but I feel like that I really had to back up my point and just build one and see what I actually think about it. Um, just like eating food, I don't feel like that I should have an opinion if I never tried it before. So if I tried it, I definitely have an opinion. So yeah. So he's gonna build the same kit as I am. Um, I am adding a lot of PE with this, and he is too, but he's doing differently. But what I'm planning on doing is he's going to send me pictures and everything, what he's going to do in his project report, and then I'm going to do mine, and we're, I guess, do side by side. I'm gonna let you know what he's adding, and then I'll let you know what I'm adding, so on and so forth. So I think it's gonna be fun for the both of us. I never built this before, and he has built a bunch of other tanks with interior. He just built a AFV Club T34 with interior, and he added bed springs on it. It looks pretty nice. So I definitely would be going to him a lot with how to build, the best way of tackling this kit with obviously interior and everything. So I will break it up in several different series, maybe chapters. I'm not really quite certain, but yeah, it's going to be a long, exciting project. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm hoping I don't get burned out on it. So yeah. Um, Before I go on, there's a lot of things I don't like about what some people have done with interiors, such as doing a Swiss cheese of a tank or making a several layer cake. I'm not a big fan of that at all. It just, to me, it just takes away the look of the tank and everything. And I mean, some people may like it. I know that They've done an awesome job, don't get me wrong, but I just not a big fan. So I'm going to build the best that I can and go from there. So without further ado, let's go see what I'm planning on doing. Alrighty guys, here we go. So this is Takom kit 2120 Panther ausf mid production 2-in-1 kit. Like I said, this is this is full interior. The 2-in-1, basically you could build either rubber wheels or steel wheel. It's pretty much up to you. What's in the kit? Pretty much it has a lot of parts. We're talking about 32 sprues, 1 PE. You have two different type of track assembly suspension jig. Basically, it helps you line up all the suspension, and it's a jig to basically help you with the tracks if you're doing the Link tracks that's supplied with the kit. There's 2 sheets of decal. One sheet is basically for the interior, and the other one is based on 9 different unit markings. It has 2 different copper tow cables, and you have the instruction kit. So planning basically is what I want to do is you first want to figure out which unit type that you want to build. So what I'm going to do is I'm building this one here. I think it looks pretty cool. My first time doing a whitewash. Oh no, excuse me, maybe the second time I did a whitewash on a dark yellow vehicle. So this is basically the Panther Regiment. I'm not going to pronounce it. Nuremberg, or excuse me, I can't pronounce this city. So basically, East Prussia, 1945. This one here. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to actually tackle on this design and everything. So in the kit, oh excuse me, before I go on, Don, he is not doing any one of the 9 that's in here. He's doing something different. He's doing the 9th SS Division, Hungary in 1945. He's basically doing one from a command vehicle. A Bosaful Panther something. Sorry, my pronunciation is really horrible if you can't tell. So, starting with the instructions and everything, here's all the parts. Like I said, there's really a lot of parts, especially for interior. Okay, so you have these instructions. You have a -1, -2. Basically, it doesn't really tell you, but I kind of figured that the -1 is for rubber type, and then -2 is all steel wheel. I'm not sure if this is actually accurate or not. No idea. I'm just going off what the instructions say. How I could tell that it was basically which one is steel and which was not. Basically, the -1 you always see one with the rubber wheels, and the -2 you always see the ones with steel wheels. So as we go on here, there's some aftermarkets that I'm going to be using that I don't really like when it came to this kit. For example, the tracks itself, I am not a big fan, especially with this type of Link track. It looks like way too much work than what it needs to be. I don't want to be here for years just trying to assemble all these tracks and trying to clean up all the guide horns and all that. I'm not going to be that mad crazy or anything. I am going to be using this here for the first time. R models, metal tracks. Supposedly these are 10 times faster than doing regular full tracks. I'm really looking forward to actually see how long it does take me to do this. And the pins that come with it is very nice. So I basically got this from eBay. Um, you could do one or two ways. This actually is cheaper than Furrow models without the pins. So if you buy without the pins, it comes with obviously wire, and it will cost you, I seen between 30 to 35 bucks. But you could also buy separate pins for it, and that also costs you another 20 bucks. So 50 bucks. This one comes with just with the pins itself, and it is expensive. Um, I basically paid 45 bucks, roughly, no, 42 bucks on eBay plus tax and shipping and all that. So it ended up being like a little over 50 bucks. So I'm hoping worth it this takes, um, if this builds faster, then I will be using this as my primary um, source of metal tracks, and furrows will be my second. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this turns out. Moving on. Let's see. A lot of ammo. Apparently, this thing does have like a lot of ammo, so hopefully won't be bored to death painting all the brass. Let me see, where is it? So I don't like how they have all these tools, the tool clamps, because the tool clamps itself is molded as one piece and not hollowed. And I will be using this here. This is basically a 3D print of several variants of tool clamps, and I really like these a lot. And it actually brings the detail a lot better than the molded on tool clamps. That's basically my opinion. I'll probably have to show you later on how to actually apply this on. Really simple to do. Can be a little nerve-wracking, but hey, whatever makes the details pop out a lot better. So another pet peeve of mine is these machine guns. They don't have hollowed out at all. The barrel is just basically a flat piece of styrene, and it just doesn't look that great. You could do one or two things. I don't have a small enough drill bit to drill to make it look like a nice little hole for the machine gun, and every time I tried it, I ruin it. So yeah, so I'm gonna be using this from Auber. It's basically the metal barrels for the machine guns. This will also be the first time I ever use these, so I'm looking forward to it. It really gives out nice detail. I don't have to worry about seam lines, obviously, and I don't have to worry about boring out the holes. So I'm hoping that this could be turning out nice. Another thing that I'm going to be adding is metal antenna. I believe this is from Panther. I'm not very good at stretching sprue, so I'm using this will be a pretty nice addition to it. Now moving on, the last and final thing I'm adding is the metal barrel. Now the molded one's not that bad, but I'm not a big fan of it because obviously I don't like seam lines and I can't cut and sand with a crap. So I will be using this. This is the metal barrel from Abers, and this is actually made for this kit. So I don't have to do any surgery or nothing like that, which is nice. I can just slip it on, go from there. And it has a really nice muzzle detail as well, which I really like. I hate the plastic ones because sometimes when you're trying to clean up the seam lines, and then you have all sorts of rivets and everything, trying not to cut through it and everything. It's just, to me, it's quite annoying. So yeah, that's it for that. Another thing I like about this kit, it does help you with color callouts of the interior. This could be a little helpful guide of what to paint, what color, especially the engine, inside the turret, inside the hull, engine bay, etc. Even the ammo, and then obviously they do have some of the decals for that as well. I did thought about, like I said, adding conduit, everything, wiring, and all sorts of that. But since this would be my first time doing an interior, I want to just calm down first and see how I like it first. And if I do like it, then the next one I will go all out and try to make all sorts of conduits and wiring and all that good stuff. What else? I believe that's it. One other thing, I may be adding a couple of figures or two. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to, but if I do, I'll definitely show you it later on down the road. So now I'm going to be showing you a slideshow on all the parts and everything. It's going to be pretty long, I'm going to warn you. So I'm hoping that if you decide to, do any of these aftermarket parts, it'll help you choose the right one. And then I'm going to be giving my thoughts and reviews on each of these when I go around and doing it. So that's about all I have. Like I said, enjoyed the slideshow, and hopefully part 2 will be coming out soon once I get started on it. So wish us luck, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Build on, my friends.